and welcome to my garden and the dinosaurs who live there. I'm Mags Warrington, and in my YouTube channel you will find loads of videos about gardening, chicken keeping, quail keeping, and even a few videos about my bees. We're on Sunday the 13th of November. It's a glorious day actually here in central Scotland. We've got blue skies, it's not too cold, a little bit of a breeze, but nothing to write home about. Now, I haven't shown you around the garden recently. I've only been here for about, I don't know, 2.5, 3 months. So there's lots changed in the garden, although it's still in complete disarray because there's lots more that has to change. But what I thought I'd do today is give you a little look around, and you can maybe compare this to the last time I showed you around the garden, and hopefully you will see that there has been quite a lot of things changed for the positive. So come on, and I'll grab the camera and I'll take you around and show you what we're looking like now. What I thought I'd do first of all actually is just show you what I can see from where I'm sitting. We've moved the swing seat further up towards the top of the garden, and we'll probably have it permanently located here, albeit I'll need to do some sort of landscaping work. But yeah, the swing seat's here, and let me just turn the camera around and you can see what I can see. Okay, I'm now sitting behind the camera and I'm still in the swing seat, and you can see what the view is from where I'm sitting. Now, it's not perfect because there is that, which is part of the old chicken run that we need to dismantle and get rid of. But just above that, there, that is the new chicken run. And so from where we're sitting, we'll be able to get a great view of the chickens when they're in the run, just chilling out and enjoying themselves. And then of course, if you look above that, you'll see the lovely Ochil Hills, and we get a beautiful excuse me, a beautiful view of the hills, and they're looking particularly nice in the sunshine. There's some autumn colours there, and some of the trees obviously have lost their leaves already, but yeah, so I feel very, very privileged, very lucky to have this view. And if I just scoot the camera around slightly, there's a tree, the cypress tree that's next to the chicken run, and you can see the view carries on round there. So the hope is that in the warmer months we can be sitting out here till all hours hopefully, and just enjoying the garden and enjoying the chickens, and at that point hopefully the chickens will be out free ranging as well and enjoying the garden with us. And if I just look round here, talking of the chickens, and just go down there, you can see there's a few out and about. Hey girls. Right, let's have a look round the rest of the garden. Okay, this is us at the very back of the garden. There's a rickety back gate, and if I just peek over, you can see what we have behind the house. And if I just swing round here, lots of piles of wood, older stuff here and newer stuff from trees that were felled there. And as of yesterday, the bees are back. So my friend has been looking after the bees since April, June time. A combination of me hurting my shoulder and not being able to deal with the beehive lifting things and so on, and not even getting into my bee suit because it's a sort of boiler suit type thing, and you need to sort of stretch your shoulders back, as you can imagine, to get into it. So these have been at her apiary for a few months now, but now they're back, yay! I am a beginner beekeeper, so I'm going to have to madly get back on the sort of learning curve, and I'll need to join a different beekeeping association to get the help and the knowledge and so on that I need, since I've moved 50 miles or so away from where we used to stay. But the bees seem happy. They're just diddling about. They won't be doing too much now in the winter time, but in nice days they'll come out and see if there's anything to forage, and just to sort of clean out the hive and so on. Yesterday there was a lot of what I think are sort of orientation flights, so the bees came out and they were sort of spiraling around the above the hive, just trying to orient themselves, since of course they're in a new location as well. So that's the bees, and you can just see there the swing seat just there where I was sitting a moment ago. Oh, hello Winnie, what a racket. Have the girls left you? There's one of the new girls over there. Just wondering where everyone else is. As am I. Okay, just to give you a sort of overarching view of the devastation. You can see there's still quite a lot of stuff lying about. It's going to take ages to get all this in order, but I'm doing it step by step. That's all I can do, because there's lots to do in the house, lots to do in the garden. We've got the sort of isolation chicken run, if you like, and coop. That's where the 3 new girls are staying at the moment, until I finish the big run, and then we'll combine all the girls together. Just excuse me, walking down here, get a better view of the big run. Come on, Winnie. Come on, Winnie. Are you not coming? Here she is. Hey, Winnie. How you doing? Come on, darling. Come on, darling. Come on. Hmm? Where's all your pals? Come on, I'll chase you round to them. Go on, down that way. Down that way. Good girl. Come on, keep going. Keep going. That way. Oh, that way. Go on, darling. That way. Oh. Go on. That's you. There we go. Okay, where was I? So this is the new run, work in progress. There's a little run inside it that will of course be removed. That little run there will be removed, and then we'll have this big run. Just waiting on the roofing material to arrive, and we'll get that on, and we can get everyone moved in together. Down the side of the large run are just some pots that I brought from the old garden. So there's a couple of hart's tongue ferns there, and they've travelled and settled in really well, considering I have done nothing. I literally just dumped the pots really. So they're looking great. And then some heucheras next door, a nice deep burgundy one, a slightly lighter burgundy one, that one's fantastic, and then this one here, not the most startling foliage, but you can see there's still foliage on there, quite the thing. Now, yesterday I was a busy bee. I didn't get a chance to video it, because at the moment it's a case of video or do, not both. But you can see the sort of dirt turned over there. I actually put in a lot of tulip bulbs. Now I used an auger on my drill to do that, and I'll show you that in another video, just to make the hole driving a little bit easier. It worked sort of okay, but this is quite stony ground, so it's a wee bit tricky. But anyway, I think there's a sort of bluish set of tulips, and there's a whitish clump of tulips, and then further down there are some other tulips, which I'll talk about. I'm just going to swing round though, and you can see there's a new shed, which, oh, love it, love it, love it. But then next to it again are loads of pots and things that have just been dumped from the old house. Let me just try and walk in here without falling over, which is easier said than done. Whoops. So there's a bunch of pots of dahlias there, and they've not quite gone over yet, but the frost is a-coming, so they'll go over soon. I'm starting to, for those that have died back, take the tubers out the pots, and I'll be doing that with these guys in the not too distant future. A little Brunnera there, that's Brunnera Jack Frost, which I'll need to get into the ground sometime soon, and some other little pots of some shrubs that I had taken cuttings off. Right, back out here then. There we go. Further down the steps now. Oh, here's a hosta that's definitely died back now. I'll need to clear out that foliage. That'll bounce back in the new year, which is super. Part of my little wormery, which I'll get back together and get started in the spring, I think. I'll need to get myself some worms then. Right, now in this bit here, I haven't done anything. There's just lots of stuff growing, some of which I recognise and some of which I don't. My plan for this area is to put some raised beds in, either 4 or 6. I'm not quite sure of the dimensions yet, and I'll need to clear it all out, but my plan is to get a good number of raised beds in here. Try and do that over the winter if I can. Don't know whether I'll be able to, or certainly in the early spring, so that I've got lots of growing space there. Down here again, we're just parallel to the path going down the garden. There's some orange tulips in there, and I'll just swing round. A little wheelbarrow and some more pots brought from the other house. Now at the back there's some log piles. This pile here has been exposed to all the elements. These were here when I moved in, so I don't know whether they're still worth salvaging and chopping and trying to dry off. The other lot, most is dry, but I've noticed that there is a leak in the roof of that log store, so some of it is wet, but I'll get that sorted out. So I've got some wood that I'm burning at the moment. That's wood from a couple of years anyway, I think, but I'm not going to have enough wood to get me through the winter, I don't think. Although when you look around, there's more wood from more trees that we've had felled. We're going to have lots of wood. Probably in 18 months time we'll have more wood than we know what to do with, but I'm going to have to, as a matter of relative urgency, get some log stores built. And I was asking people about log stores in one of my previous videos, probably the last video, a couple of videos before this one. And I've got some great tips regarding building log stores from pallets. So that is going to be my plan, rather than fork out a fortune on a sort of pre-constructed or a sort of pre-built. No, that's the same thing. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for flat. Constructed but flat. Not constructed. Put together but flat packed. Do you know what I mean? A flat one that's designed and built but not completely put together. Anyway, they cost a fortune. So I'm going to make my own. I need to get some pallets. So we can see one of my water butts and some wooden furniture that I brought from the house as well. It's really needing another sort of treatment, but I actually wood treated it last year, 3 coats, and I did sand in between, but look, it's just coming off. So it's really needing it again. Now down here is some corrugated plastic sheeting. That was delivered in error. It's the wrong stuff. I have ordered, it's actually twin-walled polycarbonate corrugated sheeting for the roof of the run, and it's a bit wider than this. This was too narrow. So they're going to come and pick this up and deliver me the other stuff, and then I can get the roof on that run. Oh, I can't wait to get that done. Yeah, on this side still trees from wood that have been felled, then nothing really beyond that, but I'm thinking I'll put the wood stores up, maybe 1, 2, 3 of them along there. Then we've got my veg trug that was up here while we were getting work done down outside the house, and some more wood for the run. And here I've done 6 pots of bulbs as well. There's 3 down at the house and these 3 need to go down to the house. There's some tulips and there's some daffodils, variety of colours. Let's swing around. Oh, the sunshine, yay. So this is the area I said I was going to be putting the raised beds in. That is a little bed that I've already planted up with garlic and onions because I wanted to get something in. Right, I'm just going to walk over here, try not to trip up again. It's not perfect, but you should be able to see I'm starting to get the garlic coming up. There's a little one there and there and so on. Oh, and there. So they're coming up, and then beyond the sort of more luminous green there's some onions coming up as well. So hopefully we'll get some garlic and onions next year from this bed. I'll probably put in some more onions in the spring once I've got other beds done, but I wanted to use this bed because I think this bed, well, I don't know whether it will remain permanently, but it's not going to get in the way of my other project like that one is. There's another little bed there, but my other project, not sure when I'm going to get it done, is in this area here. And this area here I'm going to use for a polytunnel. Need to save up my pennies to get the polytunnel, but I'm hoping to get a 4 metre by 3 metre polytunnel in here, and that just would be awesome. Don't know whether it'll be next year. I would love it to be next year, but realistically, so much to do with the house. It's a money pit. The garden's a money pit, so we shall just need to see. But I've got the area for it. It's flat actually, and there might even be some slabs down there, because this whole bit here and then going right the way up, the sun's going to be in your eyes, right the way up there, I think this was a duck run. The previous owners had ducks at some point, not in the past few years, but they had a huge flock of ducks, I'm led to believe, so this was part of their run. Right, let's get down out of here, try not to fall. It is a bit undulating. Right, and this is us going down towards the house. Flat roof that needs replaced, but that's going to happen in the spring. So the steps up here, so this is good. So these will be the steps, a little path that hopefully will lead to the polytunnel here in this area. There's some compost bins here that are full, and it's not really very good compost from what I see, but what I'll be able to do is use that in as a starting point for some of the raised beds. I think probably I've got other bits of rotten wood around as well, so I'll maybe do some sort of hugelkultur beds. So start with some bits of log and then some of this stuff, and then gradually as I layer it, get the nicer stuff on top, maybe some new compost. Well, here's the remains of the last tree that we got felled, which was a little, well, you can see a little fir tree. And there's some wood there, so that's going to take a bit of removing. And then there's this area here that is just all ivy. Ultimately, I'd love to get this all tidied and get some nice shrubs there. Excuse the doggies next door, or 2 doors along. One of my neighbours breeds corgis. Or shows corgis, maybe they don't breed them, but they show them. Okay, then looking down, we have the back of the cottage, and there's a little quailies in there. I'll go down in a second. Other bit of the cottage, flat roof with puddles on, that's why we're having to get it replaced. The remains of a huge tree that that was the first thing we removed because it was far too close to the house. And here we have some colour. I got some garden ready plug plants of wallflowers and primroses, and here's some wallflowers, so they're just in there. Hopefully they will get through the winter time, and in the spring give me some lovely flowers, although they're flowering just now. That's some spinach that I grew from seed and then I put into cells, looking a wee bit worse for wear, but what I might do is take that down to the grow house. I've got a wee plastic grow house on the go in the absence of a nice big polytunnel. Cool, right, let's go down the steps. Funny things on the steps there because it was to help the guys wheel their wheelbarrows up and down here when they were doing some work for us. And here we are, at the little courtyard area outside the house, which is a lot tidier than it used to be, but you know, it's a bit bland. But once we get the roof done and everything painted and tip top, lots of scope for having nice lights around the house, and we've got some furniture, but maybe just do a bit of improvement on that. There's a little barbecue there and a chimney. So yeah, we can make this really nice, and it gets the sun. Oh, as you can see, we're still sort of mid-morning at the moment, and we do get the sun. I'm trying to not point you into the sun. So it's nice, it's nice. And here we have the little quailies. Hey quailies! Haven't seen them for a while. The ones we have are doing well, but since we moved here, sadly, we lost 2 quailies. We lost Chloe quail 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then last weekend we lost Eliza quail. So we're now in this side, we've got Quentin and 2 girls, and in this side we have Curly and 3 girls. So we're sort of down to fewer quail than we've had for a while, but they're happy. They're happy as little pigs in poo. That's Caroline just having a little chirp. Oh, and there's Carol just popping her head out. What are you doing down here? Eh? You too. There, up you go. Well, that's the garden as it stands just now. Lots of work still to do, but getting there bit by bit, and I'm enjoying doing it, which is the main thing. So I think that's everything from me today. I'd love to hear what you think, so if you want to comment, please put a comment in the video. I'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon. Bye bye for now. Bye.